Gonna see y'all tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving. So much to be thankful for, and of course, me in my position on what I get to do every day. Of course, I'm thankful for family and a lot of things outside of football, but coming here every day, working with the guys. Wednesday practices are always, you can't wait to get back out there, especially when you didn't play your best ball, and that's the case for us. But this late in the year, the injury list, there's not a whole lot of people on it, which is a good thing. We're going to need everybody, of course, this week. Miami is an excellent football team, really on both sides of the ball. A lot has been said about what they do on the offensive side, but defensively they have a lot of all-stars, coach well. We know what type of football game that will be. Again, practice-wise, typical Wednesday for us. We have a different schedule this week with Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow, so I'll take the question.
Do you have an announcement on the quarterback?
Guys, announcement, just so we kind of establish things here. I do not announce who's starting through the week. We have a starting lineup, the last one that we have, and when it changes, we'll let you know. But during the week, of course, we're not going to announce anything like that. I think that would give the opponent an advantage. So our starting lineup, as far as you're concerned, is and this would have been, I would have said the same thing 3 weeks ago. It's the same one until told otherwise.
Have you considered a change at play caller?
I've absolutely not. Have I considered a change at play caller? No. All of our coaches are doing working their butt off. Have we gotten the results? No. So all those kind of questions like that, I think you know the answer. It's no.
Hey, Lovie, how have you seen Damien grow from when he first got here to now?
When he first got here, everybody kind of remember when Damon came in the building because he kind of let you know, his presence when he gets here. But I know, loved him then, breath of fresh air. Seemed like he was a man on a mission then, and that's how he's played. That's how he's played throughout. We know what type of effort he's going to give. He's had a lot of success too, I'm going to say, early on, first game. And this past week, it's good for young players to go through what we went through this past week, where we didn't get a lot done, couldn't get the running game going. And I know, again, Wednesday practice, same guy, ready to go, keeping it, life of the party, all of that.
Saying absolutely not. Play caller change, is it that simple with quarterback too?
I'm not going to get into hypotheticals. As far as, like I said earlier, we practice through the week, and we're not going to go over our game plan, of course, on what we're going to do, but we try to improve every position. Coaching-wise, we try to improve from play to play, not necessarily just from game to game. It's like that at every position. I think you know the answer to that, too.
Lovie, what's your process in determining? Have you all made a decision even internally about picking a quarterback?
Picking a quarterback. We had a quarterback last week. What do you mean picking? Guys, we want to go down this road. We're not going anywhere with this, all right? We have the guys in place, as I said. You heard the start press conference, right? That's what it is. It's not going to be any other announcements. We hold everybody to a high standard. Our play this past week was not what it needs to be. I think we're going to get better. And if we don't, we'll always look for our best option. Whether you agree with the best option or not, you have a right to that.
Any update on Stingley, how he's coming?
He's it was a mild hamstring, right? Is that what we said the other day? And I don't, any update, he didn't practice today. And hamstrings are tricky a little bit. You don't know exactly, how long they'll take. He's out there, he's rehabbing, getting better. On exactly when he'll be ready to go, we don't know that.
You mentioned that a change would happen, some change. Did you implement that change, and if so, you said you wanted to speak to your players. How did they respond?
That's between us, of course. Not going to, of course, talk. I talk to the guys every day, So how did they respond? We go over the video. We go over every play every day. So, and conversation I'm going to have with guys, I don't normally go over those with you either. Don't plan on starting that either. I think you know that too.
Hey, Lovie, I know you're focused on this year, but last year's game in Miami was pretty wild one with the 9 combined turnovers. Is that anything you brought up to your team this week or anything you thought about?
I tried to forget those 9. I mean, well, we didn't have 9, but yeah, that's one of the things you do is, when you have an opponent that you played before, whether it's, in our division when you played them once, as opposed to the second time around, you look at what happened during that time. And I do remember the game, hard-fought game. There were a lot of there were a lot of turnovers, or there were a lot of takeaways, however you want to look at it. And that's one thing I'm talking about us defensively. I wish, I can't wait to the time where we're talking about taking the ball away that many times. And on the offensive side, I mean, we just can't turn it over. We don't have a chance against a team like that. But, yeah, we looked at that video, analyzed everything that we did last year. We know that they've added a lot more pieces to the puzzle. So that's kind of where we're at.
How is Zeno Benjamin looking?
He is getting better. It's kind of hard to, when you come in late, it's hard to get a whole lot of reps for our guys. I'm going to say the same thing about Mari too. But you get a chance to see him some. And what we've seen is that some of the things that he displayed on why we claim, I mean, he has good quickness, speed. He's played good ball in the league. He's just trying to blend in right now, and we're trying to get as much of a look as we can from him. And all of our new guys, we try to get that, but it is hard.
The Jets announced whether they would make a change of quarterback. I know that's another team, but could you explain the competitive advantage that you'd lose by making that decision then formally?
This is what I've told you. It doesn't matter how the Jets do it. What I've said, and all I'm going to say about it, is that this is how we do it. I don't make decisions. I'm not going to publicly go out and talk about any of those things until the team is out there. I think I said that early on, and I haven't changed. And I could care less what anybody else does. You should know that also. Like you don't care what other guys are writing, right? So I'm not going to go. We're not even going to go down that road.
Coach, when you go back and you look at the film and you're preparing for Miami this week.
Yes, keep going. Talking about Miami, yes, keep going.
In preparing for Miami, do you still feel like Davis Mills gives you the best opportunity to win?
And in all the different ways we're going to ask the questions. Is that what we're doing? The guys that we're going to play are the ones we think give us the best chance to beat Miami. That's how I'll answer that question.
Can you talk a little bit about Miami? I know they're a very different team from last year, but we know what they do offensively with the receiver. But just the biggest challenge that you guys are going to have to face, other than what you have to do, but they present.
Well, I'm going to talk offensively. I mean, they have a balanced attack, but they have a quarterback that's playing at an elite level right now, and I say there are some special players in the league. There are a lot of good football players in the league, and then there's some special players in the league. I think they have a special player in the league. So everything around the passing game is a little different than maybe it is from week to week, and our guys realize that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going, everybody? Great. Okay, I'll just let you guys start firing with questions. I'm sure it'll be quick.
Anything?
See you guys later.
Oh.
Okay. Hi, guys.
So when you're looking at the Dolphins now, they're able to return. I mean, you've had Rodgers in a couple more days now. How much has he factored into what you guys are doing, and what did you see from him?
Yeah, kind of what we said before. You have a new body added to the roster, good athletic skill set. We'll integrate everybody into our scheme and our roles that we see them fitting in, and then relative to whoever's available at the game, we're going to use that player to our advantage.
Anything else, guys?
In terms of punt returner, have you all made any changes in terms of that?
Yeah, we've already rolled a couple throughout the game, and then as our depth changed throughout, not only last week based on with a DB being inactive on who could play in the second at the returner role, I should say, and now add in whoever it may be, whether it's Amari if he goes to the game, whether it's Tremon, whether it's Phillip, Grayland when he was healthy. All those guys are available to use. We've just been using Desmond at this point at a more consistent basis. So, yeah, we're going to try to continue to whoever gives us the best chance to make plays. Good.
All right.
You're in a situation, you're 1-8 and special teams a lot of times can set a tone. Do you give extra emphasis to your guys that, look, we got to do something here, we're struggling as a football team? How do you handle that? I mean, you always want to be aggressive at all points in time.
Yeah, I think that anytime we get an opportunity to make a play, it's going to set our tone, whether that's a big hit, getting the ball out on the ground, an impact play, because as you remember, you get 25 to 30 special team snaps a game. Okay, kickoff touchbacks are out, field goal blocks are out. So punt returns and kick returns that are brought from the end zone or we're covering against, those are 40-plus yard explosive plays. Everybody goes nuts when there's a 40-yard completion on offense. Those happen 1 to 3 times a game. A big breaking run maybe is 12 yards. So every time we step out on the field, we're talking about large stretches of field position. So that is a big impact opportunity. We need to find a way to create an explosive from our point of view to set up our offense and get the juices flowing for whoever's going out there next, whether it be the offense or the defense. So we have to take advantage of that. We're playing against an explosive Miami unit. Okay, their special teams unit is the fastest that we've seen. Okay, across the board. Bethel, Crossan, Fedulum, Campbell, Holland. The returners, whether it's Waddle, whether it's Mostert, whether it's Hill, and then the starting punt returner Wilson. I mean, these guys have some rare, I would say, team speed, and we've got to go out and find our ways to minimize that. Okay, hopefully set our defense up with a long field, and then get everything going. You want to take the field with that competitive fire as a defensive unit. A big hit on that returner to start that drive is just first down. So let's go. So yeah, we need to be able to do that as much as possible versus an explosive Miami unit. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
All right.
Y'all made any changes at quarterback for this game?
No.
No, isn't Davis still the starter?
As in, no, we hadn't made any changes.
If Kyle Allen is the starter, what have you seen from him in preparation before this and now, if he does go in?
I will stay away from hypotheticals. I think all the guys that are on our game day roster, we feel like they give us a chance to go out and play competitive football.
With Davis on Sunday saying that when the run game wasn't there, he wasn't able to push the ball as much as people weren't coming up in the box and such. Whenever y'all are facing just standard coverage, do you have things built into attacking deeper downfield, mid-range, and is that still a large part of your offense?
Yes, we do. We, it's important that we, as I always say, find ways to feature our playmakers, and we feel like Brandon Cooks, Philip Dorsett, we have a number of guys, Nico Collins, now Chris Moore. They're all guys that can attack the field vertically as well, and as well as our tight ends. That's been a big part of what we've tried to do throughout the season. Just feature not just our receivers but our tight ends in the vertical passing game, and we got to get more out of our vertical attack.
What do you think of your offensive line play, and how does that group kind of improve to help you more?
Well, I think we feel like our offensive line as a whole is the leader of our offensive unit. That's the leading group in our offensive unit, should I say, and they work hard every day, and we just got to go out and play consistent football for 4 quarters.
Coach, and looking at the film from this past week, and preparing for Miami this week, do you still feel like Davis Mills gives you the best chance to win?
Now, we feel like Miami's defense is a formidable defense, notorious for bringing a lot of pressure, and we're coming up with a scheme to feature our starters and make sure that we counter that pressure with the opportunities to take advantage and hit some big plays.
So Lovie Smith said absolutely not when asked about changing the play caller with you and going forward. Evaluating yourself through these games, where do you feel that confidence has gone through that you've earned that security with them?
No, I just feel like, from week to week, we got to trust our process.
After the game the other day, Davis said they were so tough up front. Now we got to figure out a creative way to do something against great defense. He gave them credit. They were a great defense. You think it was more about the passing game or the running game he was talking about, or a combination? What?
Well, I'm not sure. We hadn't discussed that specifically. I wasn't, necessarily aware of exactly what he said, but I would agree that, we're going to face really good defenses from week to week. And, and it starts with me. We got to find ways to accentuate the strengths of our guys. Like I said, we feel good about our offensive line and as a whole, and that's where it all starts for us. Coach, he stands up here from week to week and talk often about, being physical at the line of scrimmage, being able to run the football, and everything comes off of us running the football. And we just didn't do that well enough this past Sunday.
When you aren't able to run the football well, how do you overcome that? What is usually the next step on that?
You just have to come up with ways to. We're going to be able to run the football. It's just, which way we decide to attack the defense. Whether it's a downhill run or it's a perimeter run, or if it's we're in a situation where we have to use just other methods of getting the ball out on the perimeter. And the game itself, the score of the game dictates, how often we can commit to running the football.
He's been here about a week. What are you seeing from Vito Benjamin so far?
Explosive playmaker.
This week, over the past several weeks, Kenyon Green has faced a lot of stellar defensive fronts. What are you expecting this week for him? And as you guys, we know as rookie, him growing and learning, but what do you expect to see this week?
We expect that, he's going to continue to work to embrace the technique that he's been taught, and because he's talented, extremely talented, and it's just part of the process. From week to week, just understanding that guys are going to watch us on film, and the opponent's going to watch us on film, and come up with ways to counter the things that they see us do, and I'm certain that we'll continue to watch Kenyon progress as he continues to play.
All set?
Great, thank you.
Thanks, guys.